Even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. I thought I should have won a competitive fight. I think I did what I needed to do necessary to make the rounds. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won.
What was supposed to be just another headline boxing event has now spiraled into one of the most explosive post-fight dramas in recent memory. Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach have officially turned their controversial fight into a full-on war. And this time, it's way beyond the boxing ring. The world was already buzzing about the wild ending to their bout, but no one expected Tank and Roach to go head-to-head backstage in a heated exchange that has now taken over the internet. Let's break down what went down in this insane aftermath, why this fight has the whole boxing world divided, and how this could change the careers of both fighters moving forward. First off, let's talk about what led to this chaos. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach was supposed to be a high-level clash between two of the sport's most exciting names. Tank came in as the massive favorite, known for his knockout power, while Roach was coming off a string of impressive performances that had fans wondering if he could be the one to humble Tank. And for 9 rounds, Roach wasn't just surviving. He was actually giving Tank one of the toughest fights of his career.
Wow, okay. I thought he had hurt his hand. Did he not take them out? And that's what I thought.
Oh, here comes Davis. Davis exploding. And Roach meeting fire with fire.
Roach eating some big shots and coming right back.
A minute and a half left in what has been an eventful 9th. We thought Davis might have gone down for the first time in his career. Instead, he exploded, and Roach took the shots and fired back some of his own.
Roach has to be careful. Tank loading up big here.
Tank unloading lefts and rights. Roach doing a pretty good job of deflecting some of these shots. Short left hand from Roach. Counter right hand lands by the challenger.
This arena is on their feet right now.
Final minute of the 9th. Lead right hook, left hand from Davis.
Never expected Roach to be taking these shots and countering it.
And when Tank did land, Roach barely flinched. He took the punches, absorbed the power, and kept fighting like a man who had nothing to lose and everything to gain.
How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like, I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like, being up close and personal, obviously I seen it on the TV like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna tell him.
The biggest moment? Round 9. The entire boxing world watched as Tank clearly took a knee, something that should have been called a knockdown. But the judges? Silent. The ref? No call.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
It's got to be a knock.
What in the world is happening?
Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up. Back up.
Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Even commentators were stunned. People started screaming robbery all over social media. And once the final bell rang and the fight was declared a draw, that's when all hell broke loose.
12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Judge at ringside,
Eric Marlinski scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored the bout 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Let the reactions speak for themselves, Abner.
Tank looked shocked when the decision was announced. This is a guy who's used to dominating opponents, knocking people out, and walking away untouched. But Roach, he didn't just survive, he stood toe-to-toe with Tank. And to a lot of people watching, Roach was the real winner of that fight.
Clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
But what Tank didn't expect was what would happen next. As Tank made his way backstage, thinking the night was over, Lamont Roach pulled up on him, and that's when things exploded. Reports say as soon as both fighters got backstage, Roach confronted Tank over the 9th round controversy. And while we don't have audio of what was said, sources close to the situation say it wasn't pretty. Things escalated fast. Chests bumped, security rushed in, and for a second, it looked like they were ready to throw hands all over again. And honestly, after the way that fight ended, can you blame them? Now, let's get into why people are so mad. The whole drama revolves around Tank taking a knee in the 9th round. For those who don't know, when a fighter takes a knee, that's supposed to be an automatic knockdown. It doesn't matter if they slipped or needed a break. If a fighter goes down without a low blow or illegal hit, it counts. But somehow, the ref let it slide. No knockdown call, no point deductions, nothing. And that's a huge deal because if that knockdown had been scored properly, Roach would have won the fight on points.
Gervonta Tank Davis, he took a knee. Was that a knockdown? What's your thoughts on that situation in regards to his fight with Lamont Roach?
Regarding the fight, I think the fight was a great fight. Both them guys really came out there and put on a show. As far as the knee situation, I feel like it was a knockdown just based on the rules of boxing. Like, you take a knee. And he had got hit with a little, even though it wasn't hard, a little touch jab. And it hit him in the eye, too. And then he took a knee right after. So, I don't know. I would have called it a knockdown. But even with the knockdown, I don't think, I don't know. I said it was a knockdown, though. But it was a great fight.
So when Tank and Roach ran into each other after the fight, Roach had every right to be heated. Imagine fighting the biggest name of your career, holding your own, and then getting robbed on live TV.
Honestly, that's how I train. I feel like one of my strong points is exchanging in the pocket. I have a very good eye, very good defense. I'm able to counter and return shots, and I think that's what I did very well. And honestly, I landed some of the bigger shots, too.
For Tank, this isn't just a random fight. This could damage his whole reputation. Gervonta Davis has always been seen as the knockout king, the guy nobody can touch. But this fight exposed some cracks.
Tank Davis. Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. Back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. Mm-hmm. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yes,
he was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that because If you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
If fans and fighters start thinking Tank gets special treatment, that referees and judges are protecting him, his whole image as a dominant fighter starts to fall apart.
Have to go. The city is still buzzing over what transpired this past Saturday in Brooklyn, just a few miles from here with Tank Davis. You've been in the sport for a very long time. Can I ask your opinion on that controversy? Yeah. Should that have been a knockdown? Should it have been a 10-8 round? Should he have been disqualified for the towel on his face? What's your take on what transpired there?
Well, look, in any sport, you can take a timeout, right? You can, in football, hey, timeout. Basketball, wait, oh my, I have something in my eye, timeout. Yeah. Not in boxing. And there's 3 minutes for a reason. There's a referee for a reason. If you go by the rules and what the rules are in New York, then that should be a point because he took a knee.
Yeah.
Right? That should be an automatic point. You go to your corner, you're taking time off, and that should be an automatic point. So I thought the decision was okay. I think the decision was a draw was okay. The fight was an even fight. It was a great fight. I think Lamont Roach did a terrific job. And look, Gervonta Davis is a great fighter. Yeah. He is a great fighter, but he met his match, Lamont Roach. So if I go by what had happened by the book, right, and the rules, then Lamont Roach should have won because a point should have been taken off of Gervonta Davis. But who knows what the commission's going to do.
Yeah, let's see.
And let's not forget, Tank's been dealing with a lot of outside drama already, from legal issues to public spats with Floyd Mayweather. The last thing he needs right now is people doubting whether he's still that guy in the ring.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, his age is catching up to him. You know, his legs aren't there as he used to be. And, you know, he switched his trainer, you know. That's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, you know, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, you know. But hey, you know, Lamont Roach stood in there, stood his ground, and he did a great job.
On the flip side, Lamont Roach's stock just shot through the roof. Going into the fight, not a lot of people thought Roach could hang with Tank, but now he's got a whole army of fans behind him, saying he was robbed and should have gotten that victory. Even if the judges didn't give him the win, public opinion is powerful, and Roach is walking out of this as a star.
He never been in the ring with a guy like me, with my demeanor, with my skill set, with my ability to punch with a guy. Even, I don't even know if he's been, because I know he's been in there with punchers that technically punch harder than, or from what we saw.
He leave him alone. He never been in with a guy who he hits and he leaves him alone. Exactly. And he doesn't leave him alone.
And with talks about the fight result potentially being overturned because of the no call on the knockdown, Roach could still get the last laugh.
Lamont comes into the corner and be like, keep counting. Keep counting. Nobody knew what was going on.
It's a knockdown.
Man.
Oh, no, actually, Lamont knew what was going on. He said you should be counting.
Keep counting, bro.
It was a knockdown, clearly.
Let's also not ignore the fact that this whole thing is turning into a problem for boxing itself. The sport has already been under fire for bad judging, questionable stoppages, and decisions that don't make sense.
That was a knockdown, you know, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, you know, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Well, they said
and that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot, but you can't do that.
They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
Just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like if you're gonna do it to me, you got to do it to everybody.
Now, with a high-profile fight like Tank versus Roach ending in a draw when most people think Roach won, fans are fed up. There are rumors that an official investigation is being launched into the refereeing of the fight, especially around that 9th round. And if anything comes out of that, Tank's draw could get flipped into a loss, which would be huge.
Hopefully the commission gets this right. It was a bummer not being declared the winner on a technicality that could be righted, that wrong could be righted, obviously, in different ways, in different facets.
So now the big question is, what happens next? For Gervonta Davis, he has to decide if he wants to run it back with Roach to settle this once and for all, or risk walking away and letting people think he ducked the rematch. But let's be real, a rematch would be massive. Probably one of the biggest fights of the year, because now it has all this drama behind it.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that that wasn't a fluke.
Joe Rogan also elaborated on how big the rematch would be. As for Roach, he's in the driver's seat right now. Whether he gets the rematch or not, his name is hot. Everyone's talking about him, and promoters are lining up to get him in another big fight. But beyond Tank and Roach, this fight is now a symbol of what's wrong with boxing today. Fans are tired of seeing their favorite fighters get robbed, tired of judges who can't score a fight, and tired of refs who don't follow the rules. And to make things worse, Tank isn't really keen on making this rematch. If the boxing world doesn't start cleaning this up, the sport's credibility is going to keep taking hits. For Tank, this could be a turning point in his career. Either he steps up and clears his name, or he lets the critics win.
It was a good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Tank, how much does it hurt to have the draw on your record now? And do you think it's going to stand as some sort of like renewed motivation for you, like the guys were saying, as you proceed through these next couple fights?
Yeah, it just put, food to the fire and things like that, fuel to the fire, but it's cool. It's cool. The draw is okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me, too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more.
For Roach, this is his coming out party, the moment he proved he belongs on the biggest stage.
Lamont, you've now shown the world the formula to how to beat Tank Davis.
Maybe not. I mean, I'm me. I don't think a lot of guys possess the same skills that I have. If they go in there and try to fight like me, they might not succeed. I don't want to say that's the blueprint. I just think that, that my plan unfolded the right way.
And for fans, this is why we love boxing. The chaos, the controversy, the unexpected moments. This is what keeps us locked in. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.